This is another unusual flower in my garden. This is actually the scientific name is Etilingera elato, but normally, commonly it is called torch ginger. Sometimes they call the plastic lily, wax lily, because the leaves are like plastic. Actually, when visitors come, they look at this and say, "This is a plastic flower." And this plant is found mainly in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Papua New Guinea. So a very useful flower. This is actually consumed. In Malaysia, they even use it for the laksa, and then use it for a fish dish. In Indonesia, Bali, and some of the islands, they use this as a dish for fish. But in Thailand, this is used as a salad also. Now, this is the full-blown flower. Now, let me show you a small bud. If you can see, this is the bud. This is how it starts. This is how it starts, and it grows. Now this is about almost 4 feet from the ground, and after that bud it comes to this stage. From here, what happens is it will bloom slowly, and it takes about 30-40 days for it to start. And at the beginning, I must show you, this is how it starts, like a small shoot that comes up, and there are some other smaller shoots that are here. So these shoots can be two types. One, there can be a leaf. Now this looks more like a leaf, and this looks more like a flower. The difference is the thickness, because as it grows bigger and taller, what happens is this turns out to be thicker, and there is a tint of pink in it. Now there is a young plant flower. Now see, this is the first early stage. Then it becomes somewhat like this kind of. You can see between that large bloom flower. Then it becomes like this, and then slowly it opens. Now, when I first got this plant, it took me about 2.5 years, 2 years to get flowers. Why do I say that? This grows to about 4 meters. This is how high. It grows to about 4 meters, the leaf. And after it grows well, then it start blooming. It start blooming, and it's perennial. Year round you can expect flowers. And sometimes you will see this in a pink shade. That is what happens is, I have seen in some places it's pink, and I wondered whether it was a different species. It's not a different species. When the nutrition at the bottom on the soil is not complete, so the colors are not really great. It tends to be a little pale pink. Now when it has all the nutrition, the colors are robust and very brilliant. So flowers are generally not eaten, but this is one of those rare flowers that is consumed, mostly found in Southeast Asia, in those countries I mentioned, and they know how to prepare it. Now, living in Sri Lanka, this is only a nice ornamental plant that can be used as a decorative purpose. However, those who can prepare can make use of this as a lovely dish, and also the young for the dish. It is only at these young stages you have to use it, at young stages, not once the flower has bloomed. So this is a very technical plant. Actually, when you get to know it, there are so many ways. And this is grown like a ginger. That's what it's called, torch ginger or ginger lily. So many names are there, and it grows at the bottom like a ginger. And then it takes a while, and it slowly creeps up all the way 4 meters, and it continues to grow. And the flower lasts for about 30 to 40 days. It all depends, 30 to 40 days, and it also takes about 20-30 days for the plant to slowly rise up from the ground. this is something quite interesting and not very common in many gardens, because it requires a lot of space. These are African ground lilies. They are called football lilies because it comes in the shape of a football. And this is how it looks. Lot of spikes, and at the end of the spike there is a flower. And some of these have not totally opened, but roughly this is how it is, partially opened. And this is a perennial plant. Now there is a slug here. If you see, there is a slug here. Now this slug actually creates a problem, and these slugs now I'm trying to take these slugs off. Whether you like it or not has to be taken, because it destroys the flower. It eats the leaf also. And these are new leaves. These are new leaves. And this is what it is. Once again, football lilies from few other pots. Blooms once a year, as far as I know it. After the heavy rains, when the soil is soft, then it starts, the old plant dies, and then this new plant comes out. Then before the plant grows, it starts shooting flowers, and then the leaves take over. Beautiful plant, fairly rare, but a lot of people have propagated and have been very successful with this. This particular plant is called Dracaena fragrans, commonly known as the cornstalk palm. So how does it look as a tree? This is how it looks. It looks more like the leaves are like corn leaves, and this particular plant is about 8 feet. Naturally, it's grown in the ground. There's a lot of flowers, but these are somewhat about a week old. And this plant originally comes from Africa, tropical Africa, and grows to about 15 feet. And in fact, I do have one that is probably more than 15 feet. So there's a Greek term. It's called Dracaena. More or less called. It's actually a female dragon. That's what it says. And it has air purifying qualities. And in Sri Lanka, it's not grown because it's not a very attractive plant. Not very attractive. It's just with broad leaves, about 2 feet to 2.5 feet long leaves, and the leaves are about 3 inches to 4 inches wide, because they are grown on the ground. And so it can be grown very well in the pots, and in most countries it grows well in the pots, and they keep it at home and make sure that it really has a superb fragrance. That's why this is not a common plant. And now you see this plant fairly high, and the flowers are on the top, and the whole area smells sweet, very sweet in the evenings. And now as the flowers age and loses its luster, the fragrance also is less. But the fragrance comes only in the evenings, after about like 5 o'clock. When I walk in this part of the garden, it is put on the fence, along the fence. It's growing along the fence, and I have 1 or 2 plants in a pot as an experiment. But grows very easily. Any cuttings, you just have to set it up, and it grows very easily. Don't require much looking after, and grows in the shade very well. So something If you like a plant that easy to maintain, gives great fragrance to the whole room or to the house, in fact even to a large part of the garden, this is a good plant, but has to be planted if in the garden on the fences, so that it doesn't intrude into anywhere. It's a nice beautiful fragrant plant. Today I am going to show you an unusual flower. This is quite a very large flower. It's called Aristotelaceae giganta, or Dutchman's pipe. I don't know how this came as a Dutchman's pipe, but this is a creeper. That is native to Suriname, Panama, Venezuela, and in the Brazilian jungles. Now, what I am now showing is a kind of a flower that's not open. This is how it looks. This is how it looks when it's not open. Once it is open, it has a batik look. It's actually a very bizarre type of flower, very bizarre. It has a very batik look and lasts about few days because it grows in the shade and it's a creeper, and this grows very high and don't take much maintenance, but it's a creeper that grows to we continue climbing. That's what has happened to my creepers. And it is also according to the sciences, according to plant sciences, this is a sophisticated and a complicated plant where these insects go in and pollinate. So once it pollinates, the insect is stuck inside. It's unable to come out. After some time, it opens up where the pollinated the pollinators are all on the insect's body, and then it goes to another flower and pollinates it. And this grows very well during the warm seasons, and the flowers are about 1 foot wide or long sometimes. Some are the width is about 8 inches, 9 inches. This is a smaller one, but actually it is almost a foot long and about 10 inches wide. This picture doesn't give justice to it. And then there are the smaller ones. It's all starts. Now these are the mid-size. Then the real small one, this is how it starts, small. Okay, there's even a smaller one here. There you can see smaller one here. And then it continues to over a period of a couple of weeks, it opens up. And it doesn't have a scent, but animals are attracted because it has for the animals some kind of a meat type of smell that attracts insects, bees, various other insects to pollinate. So this not a very common plant here in Sri Lankan houses, because the way it is, how it grows, because it covers a larger area. So I thought this is some of the few plants that are unusual in my garden that I thought I will showcase to people who might want to plant or look for these plants. So it's called Dutchman's cigar, the common name. But it's very beautiful. It has a very beautiful batik design. This is the passiflora, and actually it's a passion fruit flower. That's what they call it locally here. And it comes in a stream of buds, like in a chain. So many buds are coming, and every day it will flower. And this particular creeper is a creeper, has gone very high. And when it is ready to bloom, so this is how it starts. And then one by one they will start blooming. And this creeper has gone very high, has really gone very high. And there are a lot of there are a lot of colors in this. Unlike although I said this is a passion fruit, now the common passion fruit flower is white color. it's white and had a tint of purple in the middle. This one is nice. It's not totally red, but it's a mixture of pink and red. When it blooms, it's beautiful. And so this one is ready to open, and now the next day another. The flower lasts for about 3-4 days in cooler conditions, and there are many other colors in this. There is the purple, then there is the magenta, then there is the white, and then this. So there are about 5 colors, and it's common in the garden. And now this cat also has decided to investigate. So now there are not many of these flowers grown in the garden, because one thing is, this is a creeper and it tends to go very high all over. Now you can see one somewhere like that, and then because I have space, these have gone onto the trees and then intertwined with other branches and other creepers, and they start it's like a chandelier falling down, and it is quite nice. So not many gardens will have this, because it has to be managed. It has to be definitely managed, otherwise it will end up. And I had several of these plants in different colors grown. Unfortunately, it was destroyed by porcupines. So with this animals destroying plants here in Sri Lanka, it's very difficult to maintain. Now, fortunately, this is a very larger plant that I had it for probably for like 15 years. So that way it has survived, but most likely the new plants that I plant needs a lot of protection and cover. So it bears fruits, and it is a seasonal plant. It grows flowers like twice a year. But once it starts, for a few months it continues flowering. Then it take a break and then starts again. Now the rain seasons are over. They will start blooming when it is there's a lot of sunlight coming. So this is a beautiful plant. I wish I had other colors to show, but they all lost. So this is the only one I can show that I have. I had just dismissed that I don't have this purple passiflora, passion fruit flower, but I found that this has crept so high into one of these jack trees, and it is doing very well. Somehow or other it has escaped from destructive animals, and now that it has started creeping, and now you can see that they have flowered very well all over the tree, and it is just the same as the red flower, the red passiflora, but except that this is purple, and since it's very high up on the tree, I can't get a close up. Can't get much of a close up, so this is as much as I can get. So this is the two varieties I can show for the moment. This is another unusual plant I have in the garden. It's called Clerodendron, and this is called also the bridal bouquet flower, because it tends to hang like a bridal bouquet. If you look at on the sides, this is how it tapers, and it's like a bridal bouquet, and it has a lighted scent, and it grows like a small shrub, but eventually it grows to quite a tall tree. At the moment this is only about 5 feet, but flowers very well. It's native to South Asia. Generally, it's common to Sri Lanka, India, and these countries that has a tropical climate. even in India, in the tropical areas, this will bloom well. And there are certain medicinal properties for malaria, for various the diseases. This is used by the Ayurvedic doctors. So those who don't know should not try to take these leaves or the flowers and try to drink it, because one should not self-medicate without proper instructions. Saying that this is a beautiful flower. It doesn't flower all the time, but once it flowers, it stays for actually many weeks, because new flowers start coming. And just to show how this bouquet, see this particular flower, see, it tends to be like a bouquet. Because of the background you will not see, but this is how it is. I'm trying to remove it from the just showing that it's very beautiful small flowers, and very easy to grow. Just needs little watering regularly, and should not stay directly under the sun. It's a beautiful flower. This is Calicanthus, and this is although it's a tree, actually it's a shrub, and very uncommon in the gardens of Sri Lanka. And I'm fortunate to have a few plants, few trees. It grows to about, according to some research I did, to about 15 meters. However, this has grown to about 3 meters at the moment, and it flowers quite regularly. It doesn't need much sunlight, and it flowers a lot. And the origin of this plant is from Papua New Guinea, and it's endemic to those islands. And it is said that there is another variety of this that is even rarer in the other islands of Papua New Guinea. So now these are the buds. So this is, and the unique thing is, it flowers from the trunk. Now it comes from the trunk. Normally flowers all come at the end of the plant. No, now see, this is the end of the plant, where generally bougainvillea will flower from here. However, this flowers from the trunk, from the branches. Now this is ready to start opening and flowering. And earlier I showed you the buds, and this is fully open, and now this is about to open up, and this is the bud. And there is no aroma in this, but it's very unusual color. It's like the color of salmon, kind of light pink. And these flowers, as it grows older, it gets a little darker. The flowers get darker, and then once it is pollinated by ants and some insects, then there will be seeds. But seeds are very rare. I have not seen much seeds, but this will grow with cuttings. Once you cut it and plant it, it will take some time, and it will grow. And very hardy plant, needs not so much water, but definitely need to be regularly watered, because it is a tropical jungle plant, so it has to have quite a lot of moisture. So, and so now throughout the tree, so now see this flowering on the body of the tree. Now here slowly all these flowers, I'm taking it over, and here this is how it keeps on flowering. And it's a very beautiful eye-catching plant. Definitely worthy having in the garden, because it's a piece of conversation also.